So today we say bye to Hawaii and we're on our way to Los Angeles. We're flying on Hawaiian Airlines on board one of their Airbus A330 aircraft in first class. Now Hawaiian Airlines have just launched a new lie flat product in first class. We're not sure yet whether we're going to get one of those because there's still some aircraft with the old configuration. But either way, we're going to review the flights and we want you to come with us. So our flight began in Honolulu, where we spent a short amount of time in the Hawaiian Airlines domestic lounge. A very basic lounge with just juice, soda, tea and coffee, but I guess it gets you away from the hustle and bustle of the terminal, and soon enough it was time to board our flight to Los Angeles. So we're on board and it's the new first class, so lie flat bed. It's only a short flight over to LA, about maybe 5 hours, but even so we can arrive in LA feeling a bit more refreshed than we would be if we were down the back.
Hopefully maybe
yeah.
Even I'll get some sleep. Typically don't sleep on flights, even with a bed, so I'm hoping I will tonight so that we can hit the ground running in LA. So yeah,
so stay
very
with
happy.
us and we'll show you first class Hawaiian style.
Cheers.
Cheers. We were offered Prosecco before takeoff and given our menu and amenity kit for tonight's flight. Then it was goodbye to Honolulu and our last views of the city with Waikiki especially visible as we turned east to head across the Pacific Ocean. Once the crew were released from their seats, we were offered the obligatory after takeoff towel. It's always a nice touch and it refreshes you for the flight ahead. Meanwhile, the amenity kit which was given to us before takeoff is rather basic, but in fairness it provides everything that you need for this relatively short flight to LA. It includes an eye mask and also some earplugs as well. I should point out that a more substantial amenity kit is given out to you on international flights and also on the long haul to New York's JFK. Soon enough we had our first drinks in hand from the bar and were browsing the menu. The table is located in the central armrest and is nice and sturdy. What we also liked about the table was the fact that it moved out, which meant it was really easy to leave your seat. If you're travelling alone, there's also a frosted Perspex privacy screen, but again if you are travelling alone you've got the same old dilemma that you may appear rude and standoffish by using it. Nevertheless, it's nicely designed and very much in keeping with the overall feel of the cabin. Meanwhile, right by your knee there's also the all-important USB power point to sustain your technological life at 39,000 feet, plus the usual call bell and reading light button. So what about the in-flight entertainment? Well, one of the things to note is that when Hawaiian refitted their premium cabins, they decided not to include personal TV monitors. Instead, you're given an iPad Pro which sits on an arm that's pulled out of the central armrest. Now, in fairness, the actual execution of this is quite nice, and of course the iPad is very intuitive to use. Content-wise, there's also a reasonable but not wide selection of films and TV, and the music albums such as the one here from Coldplay didn't appear to be the complete album. Meanwhile, the headphones were sufficient, but I don't think they were noise cancelling. The male crew member who was looking after us was very friendly and proactive, and by this point we were already on our second drink. We began to feel relaxed and chilled out as we waited to be served our food, and the flowing alcohol definitely helped us do just that. It wasn't too long before food arrived. Today's flight was an overnight flight, so the menu was quite abbreviated, which we expected, and was in fact more of a snack. We were served a fruit plate along with an Hawaiian sweetbread egg and pork sandwich, which also came with a side of crisps. For me, the sandwich was surprisingly nice, but Ivan wasn't so keen. Luckily, he'd come prepared with a sandwich from Starbucks. So here we are, 39,000 feet, about an hour into the flight, about 4 hours left to go. Just had a meal, not your typical first class meal. but this is a red eye, so the focus is more on sleep, so it's just a quick sandwich, a few little snacks. We're on our third gin and tonic, or I'm on my third gin and tonic. Ivan's having Grey Goose and orange, so just going to get some sleep in a minute. Feeling really chilled out, looking forward to LA. Stay tuned. And so it was indeed time for sleep. Now the bedding, as in the blanket and the pillow, was quite basic, but just like with the amenity kit, more substantial bedding is provided on international flights, plus the flight to New York. The seat and bed recline is controlled by a wheel, which is practical, but at the same time feels a little bit rudimentary as well. We're on our descent now into Los Angeles. We can see the city out the window. We've had a really good flight, managed to get some rest. I've had about 3 hours sleep. The service from the crew has been great as well.
I'd echo that really, to be fair. Even I managed to sleep, normally I don't, so that's been quite nice. And yeah, we're about to arrive into LA. Local time's about 5 AM in the morning, so and we feel remotely refreshed as a result of the bed.
Still a red eye though at the end of the day.
Yeah. My eyes are red. Lives up to his name.
Remember, you can always follow us on Facebook and subscribe to us on YouTube. But from the Globe guys, mahalo.
Mahalo.
Well, we aren't going anywhere just yet, because here is the Globe Guide's verdict on the Hawaiian Airlines first class experience. It should be judged on the length of the flight that we took. Honolulu to LA is a relatively short flight, and on that basis it is a good solid product, very comfortable with good service that is tailored very well to the time of the day. The seat does feel a little bit flimsy and even basic in some ways, and on that basis, when the cabin operates on international flights as business class, it probably doesn't stack up quite as well compared to some of its competitors. The cabin does, however, have a great Hawaiian vibe to it, which is fantastic for a vacation island, and the service from the crew was very proactive and very friendly. Again, why not follow us and subscribe to us? We are all about sharing our travel experiences and the places we visit, whilst also reviewing the hotels that we use and the flights that we take. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon.